Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday, February 21st. Thank you for joining us and everything. Again, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts going on right now in full session and everything here. And but anyway, nevertheless, thanks for being with us. First thing I'm going to start with is a tragedy that happened at Liberty High School in Harrison County. We lost a great young man and everything, but Ryan Lance was working there, and a tragic accident, happened right there on the grounds. And Ryan was the former head basketball coach. He's a current assistant football coach. It is a heartbreaking accident that has happened. And, all I can say is so many of our great folks, are not only teachers, but they're mentors. And they're absolutely folks with wisdom that pass on and have a dedication to children like nobody's business. Kathy and I are surely keeping Ryan and all of his loved ones in our prayers, and we ask that we do this across the state. It's so sad for the school. It's so sad for this great family, and I just hate it. I really hate it. So, in every way, just all of us, please remember Ryan Lance and his incredible family, and all the friends and all the kids at this great school, and all those that work there as well. So thank you so much. We have, and I think this is Kawasaki is coming to the Hatfield and McCoy Trails in southern West Virginia. It is a powerhouse of a partner. These trails they selected to bring their incredible machines to and everything. All this is going on today. Last year we sold 92,000 permits, for folks riding these incredible trails. And so it is working. It's working all around us and everything. But we really appreciate these great folks coming to the Hatfields and McCoy Trails. And I think maybe this is one of their machines, but it is fancy stuff. So, and I know our riders will really enjoy, and not only will our riders really enjoy, but that's our trails there and everything, but it'll bring more and more folks. So thank you again. I'm very proud to announce, and I think Kathy's going to come on here in just a second and everything, but think about communities and schools just 1 second. I've told you this before. I don't have any reason to tell you anything but the truth all the time. But communities and schools, we started out with one county in the state of West Virginia. Today, we're serving 114,000 students in 272 schools all across the state, all 55 counties. All 55 counties now are up and going and everything. The addition of Nicholas and Pleasants County have now completed our entire statewide map. I can't tell you enough. And if you entrust in me and everything, you know that I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to speak the truth and tell you the truth always, with all in me. And I mean this sincerely as I know how to mean anything. I have never, ever seen a program in our schools, and I'm there all the time. I'm in our schools all the time. Never have I seen a program work like this. In this, really and truly, what you've got going on is you've got kids that are really struggling. Why are they struggling? They may be struggling from the standpoint they're hungry, or maybe they need a coat, or really and truly, maybe they need just somebody to talk to, or maybe things are really bad at home, drugs, or whatever the situation may be. But we're losing them. And not only are we losing them, But by them being maybe disruptive in every way and everything, they're causing problems with others. And all of a sudden, we're getting them back. And absolutely, the success rate is unflat believable. And these folks that are working in these schools and everything, God bless them because they're doing God's work. They're absolutely knocking it out of the park for all of us, all the time. I can't possibly be more honest with you. And it's really, really neat to see. And there's so many success stories, it's unbelievable. And now we've even taken another leap. We take a leap that we're bringing therapy dogs to schools. And, you know, I was just in Calhoun County on Saturday. And right over the hill from where we were, the elementary school's there. And I think it was the principal of the elementary school said, is there any way we can get a dog? Well, the dogs are limited in numbers, and we're trying to put them all over the place and everything, and they're terribly expensive. We need people to step up and try to help in this movement because really and truly, at the end of the day, there are great, great, great results. We want to just help our children. And so, Kathy, if you could come on, talk to us about this. I'm really proud of Kathy. She's done incredible work here. And so, Kathy, if you could come on and talk to us.
Well, hello, everyone. It's great to be here today. And Jim has kind of told you all about what's going on. Cynthia and Tracy do all the groundwork for this. They go all over the state and make great contact with the schools. This fall, or this semester, starts the 2024 season, I guess we call it season, that we're starting this. There are several schools that have started this past semester. We now have all 55 counties in the state that are a part of communities and schools. And it's just such a wonderful program. It's just such a simple program that, you just have to know children's needs, know what they want and what they need, and just be their friend. They want to have one person in their lives that they can count on, just to be their friends and know that you care about them and that they can care about you. And that's kind of what this is all about. It's taken great teamwork from in my office here with Vicki and Josh, and we've just worked so hard, to do this, and they have such great ideas. And most of all, Michelle Blatt, who has been behind this since day one. She has really created all of this, stood by it, and is still the great supporter of it. So, Michelle, thank you for all you're doing, and you're just doing a wonderful job, and we appreciate you. I know you're a busy, busy lady. We're in 55 counties. There are 272 CIS schools. They're employing 259 site coordinators. And the site coordinators are the people that really are in the individual schools that make this run. I mean, if you don't have a site coordinator who is interested in the children or who wants to do well by them, your program isn't going to do very well. So they're very much hand-selected and just are doing a wonderful job, and that really determines if your program is going or not, which you wouldn't be in that position if it were not. So we've been really fortunate. They're impacting over 114,000 children. Do you all know how many people that is? That is a bunch of people. I mean, it is a bunch. And we have different businesses. We have some people here with us today that are contributing to the cause, and we invite you to be a part of it and just feel the good feeling in your heart when you see all the good work that they're doing throughout the state. All righty, thank you. And let me turn this over to Michelle now. Is that what I do? Okay, all righty. But Michelle's going to tell you all a little bit more, and Michelle is our superstar, so here we go.
Thank you, First Lady, and I just want to thank the Governor and First Lady for bringing this initiative to the department back in 2018. It's truly, as the Governor said, a program that we've never heard a negative thing about, the impact that it's made with our students, the freedom it's given our teachers to focus on academics because they have someone there focused on the needs of their students. And just to echo again the importance of our site coordinators and the work that they do every day. We're fortunate enough now that we have alumni that have graduated from a CIS school, and to hear them speak about the fact they would not be where they are today or even alive, one of them told us, had it not been for the site coordinator that was there in that school and helped them through a very difficult time. So we have amazing data to support the work we're doing. You know, these are our most at-risk kids. 99% of our kids have stayed in school. 94% were promoted or graduated onto the next grade. And the improvement in behavior of these most at-risk kids has been at 76%. So we have the data to back the work that the governor spoke of, and we're just so thankful and blessed to be a part of this program. Thank you.
Again, Kathy, I can't thank you enough, and probably don't brag on you enough and everything, but it's a heck of a job. And Michelle, you are truly a superstar. And Vicki and Josh, Joshua, all y'all that do great work, behind the scenes and everything. We can never thank you enough. This has really been something else, and I hope to goodness that it just keeps on going forever, because you just can't imagine. I mean, all you've got to do is just get out there and see these kids that have been really affected and infected in a really positive way. It's really neat, really good stuff. Okay, I'm going to move on now to the Water Development Authority projects that we've just awarded 3 more. Ann Erling has done an unbelievable job. I mean, because what she's done is she's matched up and made these dollars go further and further and further. But there's a $6,750,000 grant that's going to the Morgantown Utility Board in Mon County to increase capacity and renovate the existing Cheat Lake wastewater treatment plant and the Whites Run lift station. There's 3.527 or $3,527,000 going to the Greenbrier PSD number 2 in Greenbrier County to extend water service between Rainelle and Charmco and between Sam Black Church and Asbury. And there's $3,449,014 that's going to Hancock PSD in Hancock County to upgrade their sewer system. So great stuff. Let's just keep it going and do more and more and more. I mean, that's all we're wanting to do. And I mean, we have so many needs for water and sewer projects and everything across the state. We've done a pile, and we want to just keep on doing more and more. Just an update on Operation Rest in Peace Potholes. We're seeing more and more good work done now. Now we have patched 17,047 potholes along 3,474 miles across the state, and we're just going to stay at it till we get them all. We're going to get them all. Busy time of year in high school sports. The tournament with the girls basketball has just started. We just crowned swimming champions last week. The wrestling championships are a week away. The boys ramp up next week in their tournament and everything. And March Madness is right around the corner from a collegiate standpoint. But busy time in high school sports in West Virginia. And I remind everybody, we've still got some heavy lifting, in my opinion, to get the legislature to move on something that is tremendously important, and that is just this. I don't have any idea why folks aren't talking to me nonstop about just this. We could very well ruin high school sports in West Virginia. We made a real mistake with all this transfer portal stuff that we did last year, and you saw it, to where what we are going to end up doing is building a few powerhouses, and they're going to play teams and end up with scores like 95-3 in football, of all things. I mean, it is ridiculous. It is totally ridiculous, and we've got to find a solution. Now, look, I am not opposed to all of our freedoms that we have, but some way, somehow, if we don't keep some kind of parity between these schools and these teams, you're absolutely going to have exactly what you get. Now, I'm not going to be here that much longer. And really and truly, at the end of the day, you need to remember, you really need to remember where I'm standing and the knowledge that I have about high school sports in West Virginia. Last night, my girls' basketball team played a sectional game against Woodrow Wilson. Now, to be perfectly honest, the way the seeding happened, we shouldn't have probably even been playing each other. But we all said, this is how, this is how it's going to be. And so when that happens and everything, now, Woodrow should have been the number 3 seed. We should have been the 1 seed. We should have been playing Oak Hill instead of Princeton playing Oak Hill. But all that being said, the powers to be said that's the way it has to be. And so that's what we did. We had a great, great atmosphere. The gymnasium was packed. The teams absolutely competed. Thankfully from my end and our end, we were able to come out ahead. But we played a team that was equally as good as us in every way. And it was a great night for high school sports with a packed gymnasium in Lewisburg, West Virginia, and literally everybody walked away feeling like, what a wonderful, wonderful experience, a wonderful night. Now, let me just say just this. To everybody, especially our legislature right now, we cannot have stuff to where do you really not understand just this one thing. If you play on a team and your team loses that game 95-3 in football, how do you feel tomorrow to get up and to go to school? Really and truly, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about embarrassing kids. We're talking about absolutely doing something that we know better than. We're talking about kids that then decide, I'm not going to have anything to do with this. Even though I'm a pretty good athlete and I'm a pretty good football player or basketball player or whatever it may be, I'm not going to go out there and do that. And then you have what's happened right here in the Kanawha Valley right now. From the standpoint of capital, from what I understood, for a while, they couldn't hardly field a team. They don't have JV teams because kids aren't coming out. Absolutely, if we don't watch, we're going to screw it all up. We're going to screw up all the stuff where communities we're competing with one another, and the goodness of school and athletics, absolutely, we're going to screw it all up. We're on our way, and Jim Justice isn't going to be your governor for that much longer. And if we don't straighten this up, you mark it down, you live with it then. Live with it, West Virginia, but you remember that Jim Justice is the voice screaming in the woods, standing up wholeheartedly in every way for all of our freedoms under the sun. Absolutely rock solid there in every way. But if we don't watch out, we're going to absolutely destroy high school sports in West Virginia. I want to congratulate the WVU women's basketball team again. Tonight the number 22 Mountaineers are on the road against number 10 Kansas State in Manhattan, Kansas, and ought to be really good stuff. And our women's basketball team at Marshall continues to do great stuff. They're 13-1 in the Sun Belt right now, and so Kim Caldwell, thank you, and keep it rolling there as well. I'm going to give you a baby dog update real quick, but believe it or not, she's with me today, and she's right here laying in the floor, and I'd pick her up, but there's no way I can pull that off. So she's doing good, and I'm really happy that I've got her with me. Anyway, thank y'all so much.
All right, thank you, Governor. We'll now go to questions from members of the media. The first today from Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with WV News. Governor, I wanted to ask you about a bill that the Senate Finance Committee approved yesterday. This bill would allow counties to impose a $1 tourism activity fee on certain things. This would be everything ranging from ski lifts to whitewater rafting. And that money would go towards EMS and emergency services. I know we've been looking for a more permanent funding source for our EMS services. What do you think about that idea of a $1 tourism fee?
It's a tax, isn't it? I mean, that's all there is to it. It's just an additional tax on tourism and everything, but I'll look at it. I'll look at it when it comes down and go through it all as best I possibly can, but I'm not real fired up about, I'm trying as best I possibly can. I've got, tax cuts that are right up there right now in regard to our seniors and trying to help out our vets, trying to help out our kids and everything, trying to help people with child care and stuff like that. And, I'm all about cutting the taxes and everything. It may not be anything that, is going to hurt much at all and everything, but I need to get it down and take a look at it.
All right, thanks, Charles. Next, we'll go to Evan Bevins with Ogden Newspapers.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Governor. Just was wanting to get your thoughts. I believe it was yesterday, the House amended a bill that would have eliminated the tax reduction on Social Security income and made it a 3-year phase out. Does that still meet your goal, or what do you think about that change?
I think that's a step in the right direction, but I think really and truly we surely to goodness got the money to be able to do this all right now. I don't know why in the world we're waiting, but it's a step in the right direction, and we'll go from there.
All right, thanks, Evan. Next, we'll go to Sarah Sager with WSAZ.
Good morning, Governor. This morning, I received a report that the Department of Transportation Secretary Riston was driving a state vehicle last night when he was pulled over for a DUI in Charleston. We have video and photos that have been sent to us. The person who sent that to us also says that Secretary Riston was allowed to be picked up by someone and not charged. We have reached out to CPD. They would only say that they are looking into it right now and they can't release anything further. Is that accurate? Is the secretary still on the job? Have you spoken to him? And what does your office have to say about the head of the Department of Highways allegedly driving a state vehicle under the influence and what looks like an attempt to cover it up?
Well, first of all, there is no attempt to cover anything up around here, at least to my knowledge, about anything, this and anything else. Everybody knows exactly where I stand on all these issues. At the end of the day, and if it was Sarah, if that's correct, at the end of the day, there is no excuse. There is nothing whatsoever as far as an excuse that we should have an employee of the state of West Virginia driving a state vehicle under the influence of alcohol, that is pulled over and issued a DUI. Now, Sarah, from my standpoint, I just found out about this just a little while ago, and in all honesty, from what I was told, Secretary Riston was pulled over and then let go and continue to drive. And so if that be the case, I'm sure the police, did their job properly, and from that standpoint, to say he was pulled over and he was issued a DUI or whatever like that, from what I know right now, that's not the case. But you know how I feel about stuff like this, and we'll get to the bottom of it for sure.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Next, we'll go to Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good afternoon, Governor, and everyone else. Governor, I'm standing outside the Senate chamber where the chamber just passed on a unanimous 34-0 vote the Senate Bill 543, the one to rein in PEIA and the pharmacy benefit managers. As you know, we've done a series of reports regarding CVS getting paid $700 the very same drug and dosage and number of pills. Maybe Fruth gets only paid $300 for, and whether that kind of arrangement through PEIA is a waste of taxpayers' money. So I'd like to get your reaction to this, and where do you stand on this bill, and how would you like to see the problem addressed? And are you concerned that we maybe have wasted millions of dollars on PEIA drug payments or overpayments?
Mark, forgive me, but you're kind of cutting in and cutting out and everything. But I think I've got enough of it to know just this, that let's just let the bill get all the way through the process. Let's absolutely get it completely vetted and everything. I'll promise you, I really have a lot of confidence in the Senate and the House. If they're 34-0, it is probably something that I'm going to be real supportive of. But Mark, I couldn't hear all the stuff you were trying to say and everything. But I appreciate you being here. Let's just get it all the way through and then take a look at it and everything. But it sounds to me like it's a good bill if the Senate's behind it 34-0.
All right, thanks, Mark. Governor, back to you.
Well, I go back to just one thing, and I could talk to you about a lot of things here, but I do want to say before I get to this, the work Kathy's doing, communities and schools, and all the people that are helping Kathy, you're doing good stuff. You really, really are doing good stuff. But I want to talk again about Ryan Lance. It's boy, this one really, a lot of times, really bad stuff happens, and you're able to just deal with it, and then one just hangs on and hangs on and hangs on forever. That is really tough, because I know all the loved ones of this great man are hurting, and I know how tragic it is for the school and kids that just absolutely are just really buffooned about what in the world has just happened here. And so, with all that being said, please keep these folks in your prayers, especially Ryan Lance and all of his loved ones and friends and everything. It's just doggone, this one's really bugging me. So that's about all I got. Thank y'all so much, and let's